Subscribe and like, hit that button right now. All right, follow us on Twitch, SoundCloud, iTunes, your mother's. Like, yo, you know that guy, right? Billy Gunn. He's like, yeah, I remember Billy Gunn. Right? All right. I was like, nah, he's daddy ass. And he's like, what? And then he's like, yo, they just say they were scissoring? And then like, and I'm like, yeah,
that's what we do
that's
now.
where we at.
That's what we do now.
And I loved it.
It's been your pleasure.
That's one way to open the show, baby. Let's go. Shout
You
out
already
to
know.
PCF in the building. Psych. Shout outs to JP in the building. Shout outs to all of you in the building, in the room where it happens, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition, the 304th edition
El
of
Diablo.
Thursday Night Live.
300. I don't think I've ever
304.
done 300 of anything.
I don't think you could count that high. Like if I had to guess, if I had to put money on it,
Nah, I could count to 300. I might need some help, but I can count to 300. You know what I'm saying? After 250, I get a little blurry, bro.
well,
you know what I'm saying?
I hope your eyes didn't get a little blurry this weekend because we had an action-packed weekend indeed. A pair of pay-per-views going back-to-back. King of the Ring. And we got to see Double or Nothing. A lot of big news items. Raw was crazy.
Dude.
I don't know if you watched Raw, but Dynamite was, I think, honestly, Dynamite was one
Was
of the
it
best
Dynamite?
shows. Dynamite was Dynamite. I don't know, man. I haven't come away from a show being like, God damn, that was good in a very long time.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Wednesday was pretty dope, but we'll
Let me ask
get
you this.
to it.
We'll get there. Okay, we'll get there. But my question to think about till we get there
Okay.
is: do you think the fact that they're not selling out, right, the empty arenas, is that playing into that?
Playing into
Because
what?
our perspective, as far as how good the show is, because we're coming off a few weeks where WWE was in France, and the crowd did work, bro. That was one of the better crowds we've seen in a long time, and that's what you're gonna get when you go international like that, right? Because remember, these are all the folks that be coming over here for WrestleMania. You go over there, they're going crazy. So I think that there's a lot of, as far as perspective, that we have to consider, right? And bias and narratives that are being talked about. But indeed, this week was Dynamite. Honestly, this week, wrestling-wise, was amazing. I mean, this weekend alone. Oh! And talk about weekends alone. It ain't PCF.
No, it's not.
It's your mama.
Wow.
Ooh.
Pretty
Mom's
chubby
never
right,
fat
leaving
man.
them, baby.
Me
Yeah,
hand.
man. Yo, so
I got
crazy.
Cricket
I mean,
Wireless. That's why we bugged out right now.
First and foremost, thank you. I want to say thank you, because finally we do what is supposed to be done. Finally, we pay homage. Finally, we pay respect. Finally, we do the right thing.
What does that mean?
We make the king and queen of the ring a pay-per-view. It was a Saudi,
Nice. Yes.
which in a way kind of
Thanks.
works. But
Thank you
either way,
to Papa H.
Yo,
listen, it worked. It worked. Hell of a card. Superstars are being born based on what happened on Saturday at King and Queen of the motherfucking ring.
we'll dive right in a second. But if you want to be a superstar, you got to tap into Smack Talk Showdown, ladies and gentlemen. You know they say that all games are created equal. But you look at us and you look at other games and you can see that statement is not true. You go to smacktalkshowdown.com to find out. Ladies and gentlemen, bro, you want to have a blast? You want to get something for your wrestling fandom, friend, and family member? Smack Talk Showdown. We got the lewd attitude. Bro, let me just tell you something, right? If you have a little bit of a doubt, purchase the lewd attitude.
Okay.
You're like, you know what? I don't know. This might be a gimmick. Check out the lewd attitude. All right. Or
I'm just saying,
hit us up, baby, because we are giving them out.
Right.
Shout outs to
That's
Smack
right.
Talk Showdown sponsored. They sponsored the No Nice Things tailgate, so shout outs to them.
Mm-hmm. I was there.
Gave us
That's right. Oh, you were. I was not. I was in attendance virtually through the chat, through all the nice things, because no nice things were had. Yo, SmackDown, that game right there, yo,
Smack
it
Talk
gets the
Showdown,
party
baby.
started, Bobby. It gets the party started. You know what I'm saying? Because yo,
Check it out.
you don't have to be
It gets
an
the party
avid wrestling
started.
fan. You got to be a person that's into improv. Trust me. Even the ones you think that don't fuck with wrestling, you put this game on the table, and some smack talk is gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna happen. Yo, you a creep, yo.
You know, sometimes you gotta be like Uncle Phil.
Yo, you do not. There's not. You do not. You do not. But we'll dive right in because
He was a great citizen.
you going all in on this uncle joke. So I'm gonna go all in to double or nothing.
Somebody still is a convicted felon. I heard.
We're gonna talk about that in a second.
Vince,
Kennedy.
oh, that wasn't the way I was.
Well, that's the way we should go. Speaking
Wipe
of,
out.
we're going to touch a different subject right now, and we're gonna talk.
Whoa!
Be careful. In New York, it might be 34 counts.
We're gonna dive right in. I know you were talking about.
Yo, I can't.
This is why we can't have no nice things.
No
man.
nice things, baby. No nice things.
My man drank that little
now.
blue
Come
pill
on
before
now.
the show.
You gotta take those. You gotta take those W's when they come, Poppy. Come on. And that's why, once again, I'm excited because this weekend was dope. Not only did we have King and Queen of the Ring,
Not
we
only.
also had Double or Nothing,
That's right.
and there were some doors that were kicked the fuck open.
All right. So let's talk about it. We gonna dive right in or what?
I'm trying.
Yo, double or nothing, baby.
baby.
We had a great double or nothing. We'll talk about the doors being kicked in a second. Double or nothing started with a bang. Anything that stood out for any of you, really? Double or nothing?
So we had the
Wait, I have a question. Why are we going through
You-
Double or Nothing first?
Yo, we gotta go through something, motherfucker. Can you go through something?
Okay, go.
Go through something. Let's
I'm
go
just saying.
through something.
I'm just
remember
saying.
when I was gonna talk
We
about
like,
double or
oh,
nothing?
all right.
Me neither.
So talk to me. My question, PCF, was it Double or Nothing?
It was double or nothing. It came on Sunday. King and Queen of the Ring was on Saturday.
Right. That's why I was confused. But you know, it's okay. Dyslexia is a bitch.
This really matters a lot to you. If it matters so much,
listen.
we will now redirect this entire show.
No,
You know why we're gonna talk about Double or Nothing, because Double or Nothing we have to pay respect to, because at the end of the day it has an HPC shooting their shalom involved in a match. So talk to me about that.
All right, so let's talk about King of the Ring. I got the graphic up, bitch. Let's talk about King of the Ring real quick.
Nice things.
That's cool. That's what I wanted to do. Either way, listen.
Cool. So look, so AEW Double or Nothing. All right. We got the card right here. Yo, we got best friends, worst enemies, baby. Let's go. I'm just happy that the best friends are not a thing.
That says a wrap. No more friendships.
So rid that. What's that out to you?
I mean, honestly, anytime you could see some conflict, because once again, you're talking about the best friends. And I've heard the best friends have been a faction since AEW started. So we're talking about what, 5 years? 6 years down the line? It's a wrap, chicken? Yo. But what's the purpose? Every time a faction gets split up, somebody got to pop up. Who benefits from this in the best friends? That's what I don't know.
I tell you that Chuck E. T is probably the worst off. No matter what. Chucky out here doing nothing.
Chuck E. T's career is done.
Dunzo.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that he broke his foot or something.
Darby Allin was out here broken foot and all. Darby Allin lighting motherfuckers on fire. He a wild boy.
Anarchy
Anarchy
Arena
in the arena.
match, that match was fire, and the way that it ended,
Yo, you
how they hung Darby Allin upside down and they super kicked him with the
word.
thumbtacks.
Yo, you
The
turn into a robot or something?
Why you can hear me?
Nah, you sound like you. It sounds like you fucking Optimus Prime or something.
You sound like RoboCop masturbating.
Wow. Okay.
Freeze!
JP's
Oh.
like you sound like his flesh like glitching.
You sound like you from Detroit.
Would you
But
like Chicago pizza?
can you
God
hear me
damn.
now?
Nah, you out of here. Peace.
Wait, what?
Yo, PCF need a new mic. Yo, all I need is one mic, but he needs more than one. What up?
Can you hear me now?
we out here. All right, there you go. You still sound like shit, but we're gonna keep it moving. Um, I Yo, Jack Perry came out looking like $1 million at Anarchy in the Arena. I guess the push was for him. Lo and behold, Edge doing a number on his ankle, taking him out on his match with Alistair Black, Malachi Black.
Malachi Black, Poppy.
Woo, we saw a return of the demonic one, Gangrel. Ooh,
Really?
oh,
Gangrel.
that was dope. That was dope.
Do you think Gangrel could play a similar role to what Beto is playing in AAA?
Oh, for sure.
Um,
But doesn't Gangrel still
I don't
wrestle
know.
and Vampiro doesn't, right?
Yeah, but
Vampiro wrestles. Well,
Yeah.
he just retired.
yeah, he don't go in like that no more though.
He just had like his last match,
Doesn't
I believe. No,
Mhm.
doesn't
I remember the
Vampiro
last.
have Alzheimer's or something like that?
Get the fuck out of
I
here!
think you just said some random shit.
Salacious shit. Like,
Yo,
Look it
I did
up.
hear that he. All right, go ahead, Poppy.
this
Let me
is a
know what you
Se le
find.
beautiful
borró el
video of the
cassette.
internet,
Se le
right?
borró el cassette.
Wow. You know, no, I think you might be right in a sense of because I do remember the last AAA pay per view. Vampiro was like saying his goodbyes. You know what I'm saying? So it could be possible. I mean, listen, damn, you're right. You're right. PCF, you missed the mark, bro. He has
What was he
Parkinson's,
got?
puppy. He
He
has
got what?
Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and CTE. How the fuck?
And he can't paint his
Hey,
face no more.
Yeah, bro.
the
How does
NFL
he
is
have
like
his cocktail? How does he have his cocktail of disorder? Yo,
the NFL is like. Yeah, I guess we're not that bad.
He has a what?
a cocktail, bro. He has Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and CTE diagnosis. Good Lord, have
That's
mercy.
that's brain damage. That's
And
like,
make sure to catch him live this Saturday. Triple A's having a no, match.
yo, that's wild.
Wow.
That's wild.
Imagine. But either way, Gangrel. Damn, Vampiro. I'm gonna pray for you, brother. Gangrel. Good to see him in action, bro. Gangrel's been doing his thing. The problem is though, Gangrel is not much else but his gimmick.
Um,
What did Gangrel ever do on the mic?
I hear you. I hear you. If you're gonna say that comment, right?
Okay,
If you're
talk to
gonna
me.
say he's nothing more than his gimmick, what is Stone Cold? Stone
Ooh.
Cold's not gonna give you a match, right? He's not a wrestler, like he's not a technician. He's not
Yeah,
like what are we talking about?
but
Stone
but
Cold's a
but
gimmick.
Stone Cold's a gimmick, but Stone Cold always was a brawler. Stone Cold always was great on the mic.
Alright, so is Karrion Cross. Karrion Cross is a brawler.
He is,
Okay.
and that's why honestly the faction he has going on right now is not bad. I
It
can't wait
ain't
to old boy Apollo Creed makes that jump and the new day because it's not a new day anymore, bro. Biggie ain't there. It's time to
you think it's
and
time,
you
yo?
and remember one thing. Remember one thing about Xavier Woods. Not only the shit he did with Paige, but remember Xavier Woods has always been one of Triple H's favorites. So when you see Karrion Cross out here talking shit, oh, and shout out to the Miz in his racist ass. Did you see that segment?
Yes, strawberry. Strawberry. What were you gonna
Yo,
say?
wow, that was
He
hilarious,
wasn't gonna
bro.
say strawberry.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. It was hilarious. But bro, why don't we talk about double or nothing?
Yeah, you started talking about random shit, so I was just letting you rock.
Listen, you let me talk, I'm gonna talk. I'm like Bret Hart, puppy. Like, you
Oh,
give me a mic, I'm gonna say some shit.
you could be like fuck Goldberg. Um, yo,
Wow,
Will
that part.
Ospreay. I gotta say, I mean, I've been a Will Ospreay fan, like no doubt, fan, like loosely. Like I've been like, oh, he's dope.
Like your butthole?
I love the match on Double or Nothing, and I love the match on Wednesday he had. Will Ospreay, every time he goes out, he goes and shows you why he's that dude. Honestly, it's crazy. I see Will Ospreay, and I think a lot about Ricochet and what he could have been in a different
Ooh.
situation.
Nah, see, this is why I disagree. I disagree because remember, Ricochet's being pushed right now, puppy.
Yeah, no
Yes,
doubt.
King of the Ring. I thought maybe that would have been a great opportunity to push him, but he's still being pushed. That King of the Ring match, I think, was the one match he's lost in a year almost at this point. The way they've been booking him. So, if anything, I would say Ricochet and Osprey right now in their respective companies are on the same trajectory,
Yeah, word.
Yo,
Because right
yo,
now,
Rich.
Will Ospreay won the international championship or whatever,
right? Right.
and then he won the AEW Gauntlet Casino Gauntlet match on fucking Dynamite, so that he could become the challenger, the
So,
number
like
I
one.
I
think
said,
Tony
they're
Khan
not
is
on the
really
same
high on him.
trajectory. Like I said, they're not on the same trajectory. Uh, because if that was the
Word.
case,
You better
Ricochet would have
redirect that
won
real
the
quick
King
because
of the Ring,
Ricochet is the
and then the
speed champion.
Intercontinental. Right, right, right.
Let's be
But
serious.
listen, at some point, Sami Zayn's gonna drop that. And once again, the way they've been pushing Ricochet now, unless something else is popping up, and that's what's halted Ricochet's push. Because honestly, if you would have told me, obviously I was out for a while. If you told me a month or so ago who would be a person to be considered winning King of the Ring, it would have been Ricochet.
The only thing popping up is Shawn Michaels' pants. Yo, everybody he signs is fly.
Dude, yeah. Honestly, like I constantly have been on this platform just upping NXT because NXT has been my favorite. Above all, it's been the most consistent. It's been the one that's rebranded multiple times. And
Head and
because
shoulders
at the
above
end
the
of the
rest.
day, head and shoulder, right. And you know why? It's because of Triple H and Shawn Michaels. When Triple H was at the helm, you saw the beautiful things that we accomplished. I mean, superstars were made, right? Superstars were made. And you see what Shawn Michaels has been doing it with a new batch. Remember, the roster right now in NXT is very green by the industry's measure. Very green. These are athletes that are coming into the factory. Shout out to Michael Factory. But they come into the WWE factory and they're becoming superstars, bro. Yo, have you seen Jada Parker, bro?
Smack.
Woo!
Smack.
Stop playing.
Scooby Doo.
Jada Parker.
Hey,
Pat.
I mean, Eric Bischoff was talking about it this week, bro. Like, WWE is just making superstars. Look at Tiffany Stratton, bro. If you would have told me a year ago Tiffany Stratton would have been already debuting on Raw, would have been in a championship match, I would have like, get the fuck out of here.
Well, that brings us to one of our topics tonight. Was Dave Meltzer talking about how AEW struggles to make stars, right? On the surface, there are far too many wrestlers on the roster, which leads to a lot of frustration because most don't get the ring time and the exposure that they want. According to Dave Meltzer, there are far too many older wrestlers and not enough younger wrestlers. I will say that in establishing a new brand, this is a wise strategy, right? Going with the older, more established, more noticeable or noteworthy wrestlers is a key component of bringing in people who don't know your product, right? Having
Right.
someone on the screen that you can be, oh, I know that guy. Oh, Sting. I remember Sting. right? Oh, I remember Christian Cage. I think I remember that guy. Edge, like that makes sense, right? Because you're
But
a newer product. WWE is at this point too big to fail almost.
it's a machine.
It's the machine.
It's a
So no
machine.
matter
It's a
who,
standard bearer, right?
what Vince McMahon did, right? I know he's a pervert and a wackadoodle and he's a piece of shit, but his genius,
He's an excrement of a human being, right?
oh, no doubt. The only what was left of his brain was just focused on like maximizing the potential of wrestling, and it was about WWE being able to create intellectual property like nobody else, right? They can create people out of thin air. Vince would just fucking jump from storyline to storyline. He'll make you forget that.
And to be fair, part of the success of that recipe is the exposure, right? Because WWE is mainstream. When you think of wrestling, you think of WWE, right? On a worldwide level, the exposure itself is what helps make those superstars. And you know, and not for nothing, but I would disagree in the sense of that AEW doesn't know how to make superstars. I disagree. I think the problem is AEW, especially upon their beginning, did a wonderful job of leaning on those veterans to build up the brand. The problem is the superstars that they created left. I mean, you got Cody Rhodes right now holding the main championship at WWE, and Cody Rhodes is one of your founders. You got Jade Cargill out here being pushed, being prepared, being finessed in the best way possible to make sure that she's going to get the success that she needs. So that's what I would say. I mean, and you know, a little bit of a spoiler, but that's what I expected out of MJF too. And it seems like we're not getting that.
Why?
Because didn't he sign? Did he come out?
Oh,
Didn't he double up or nothing?
he sure as hell bet on himself. We might as well jump back.
I mean, listen, when you get a tattoo about your employment, I think that means loyalty, no?
That's crazy. I got loyalty, got royalty inside
Yo,
my DNA.
my man added an AEW poker chip on the back of his ankle,
Oh my
and
god,
around it it
yo,
says "Bet on
Yo,
yourself."
disconnect
and you
your
know what?
headset, bro.
And you know what? That's still not as bad as Kadarius Toney getting his whole back tatted about the New York Giants and they getting traded. How about that?
Wow, that's a lot.
Right. That's a lot. But once again, double or nothing, dope card, and I say this because for me, the women highlighted the card. You got Thunder Rosa, Diana Purrazzo going at it. You had Serena Deeb, who honestly I feel like I haven't seen a Serena Deeb match in a minute. But just once again, another match to add to the to the to the excellence that is Tony Storm, the timelessness. And of course, I was very sad. I was very saddened by the Coleman event when Willow Nightingale lost. Listen, Mercedes Moné is Monet. She's money. She got the white boy and Osprey out here trying to do the moves and shit. You know what I mean? But Willow, man, we all love Willow. Willow's paid her dues. Willow has been out there. Willow has been entertaining fans for a while. This is probably Willow's biggest match of her career.
I love Chris Stanlander turning on her. I love
100%.
the developments thereafter. I mean,
Because it just builds her character.
yeah.
And it feels, you know, and once again, that's a beautiful way to continue on a different feud. And especially with the new title that they have popping up.
Mercedes Moné, what did you think?
What you thought?
Yo, Mercedes Moné, I thought did a great job. Right, it was like she hadn't missed a beat. I thought it was really good. No one ever really had a doubt about Mercedes Moné wrestling ability,
No.
but it had been so long.
Honestly, I think when you consider Mercedes Moné, I think very, 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 very close to what you expect from Seth Rollins, bro. where they're performers that can put on bangers, but also performers that might hurt somebody, right? That have had those moments. But Mercedes Moné is always money. That's why it's in the name. It's in the motherfucking name.
It's in the name. Yeah, I thought she was fantastic as well.
If anything, what I feel as though is AW hasn't put her on the map more. And maybe it's part of that reason, the rationale that there's too big of a roster, right? TV time is essential.
Well, that's what Meltzer was just saying.
Right.
But people like like Jericho, right? Like Chris Jericho, Learning Tree Jericho, get mad TV time. Like it's even become part of the shtick for how he's like fighting for TV time.
Right.
Um,
Do you think that the rationale behind that is the lack of attendance? Do they feel like Chris Jericho is the one name that can sell out stuff? Because not for nothing. Swerve Scott, bro. I'm a fan. Swerve Strickland, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Clearly, I called him by his NXT name. But it's not the best reign they've had. Let's keep it funky. I mean, Booker T, who was it talking about? Bully Ray, I'm busted open, was saying how he feels Damian Priest and Swerve Strickland are on the same trajectory as far as their companies holding them back to their greatness. I mean, Bully Ray out here, I mean, Hall of Famer, Hall of Fame Bully Ray. He's out here saying that Damian Priest is being held back by the Judgment Day. And mind you, the Judgment Day has been a very entertaining faction. Judgment Day has been a very prominent faction. But the Judgment Day has been missing Mommy. And when Mommy's not in the picture, she get crazy. You saw what happened with Dominic? We got some explaining to do.
Yo, Dominic looking crazy out here.
Uncle Howie about to get mad as fuck too. I'll tell you that much.
Uncle Howdy.
Uncle who?
Ya, para que tú
El
sepas.
tío tuyo. It's crazy. It's crazy though. I think though that may be correct, but it's part of the steps that is needed to build what Damian Priest will eventually become. I think it's a great moment for Damian Priest. Honestly, I like the interaction he had this week. This week, he was being challenged, and I think he stepped up to the table. What you thought, PCF?
Who are you talking about?
Damian Priest.
Ah, that guy. So, I don't know what is going on with Damian Priest in the Judgment Day. Does it look like eventually is he gonna continue to be the leader, or are we gonna get a fallout between him and Judgment Day? Because there's a lot of tension going on there.
The fallout's gonna happen. I mean, it's the way you kind of elevate. But and I think the reason why the fallout's gonna happen is also to legitimize Damian Priest. Because you already have inklings of the fact that he doesn't want them to interfere with his matches, right? Damian Priest, I'm telling you right now, is about to have a career match when it comes to Gunther, the King of the Ring. Let's talk about that. Because Gunther came at him and he talking some shit, right? And I believe that match, those two men going at it, their size, their in-ring prowess, the legitimacy, right? Because say what you will, but Gunther is legit. Gunther is legit.
And he proved that by winning the King of the Ring. And so all roads lead to Rome. Ladies and gentlemen, the King of the Ring, right? Make no mistake about it, that Saudi Arabia got themselves a tremendous pay-per-view at King of the Ring. But I don't think it was necessarily surprising. I don't think that the results were like world beating.
Right. Listen, I called Nia Jax winning the Queen of the Ring. That's what I foresaw based on what we have on the table. Because listen, nothing against Lyra Bakley, but she was just the NXT championship. She was just the NXT champion. For her to win the Queen of the Ring, that was a lot. I don't know. And who could benefit more than Nia Jax right now. I personally believe. I never thought I would say this. I agree with Eric Bischoff.
What?
What did he say?
Oh,
I had to
pizza
stop.
sounding crispy
I
now.
had to. I had to stop and reconsider what I said. I agree with Eric Bischoff. Eric Bischoff feels as though that right now WWE is in a prime situation to make a superstar out of the one woman in the bloodline that could fuck everybody up. Nia Jax. Nia Jax, she is her. Nia Jax, since coming back, has had the best matches of her life. This has been the best push of her life. And Nia Jax right now is in prime position to let her name be known in the annals of history of professional wrestling. And it's not doing TikTok. Did you see how this woman sat on Lyra Valkyrie?
Yo, stop with your always thinking
Wait.
with
What
No.
channel were you watching? What channel
The
were you watching,
finisher.
JP?
Did you see that finisher?
The what?
Bro, if her spleen didn't pop, I don't know how not. It was beautiful, bro. It was beautiful. It was, once again, credit to Lyra Valkyria, but
Yo, and Laya Valkyria, she said that the next day she said that she felt like she got hit with a truck by a truck.
right. And I would have been down. I would have been down.
I would have been down.
Listen, say what you will, man. Nia Jax is beautiful, bro. Come on.
She is.
Let's keep it funky. She's a beautiful woman, bro.
But why does it have to be
But I'm
funky?
excited for her. I'm excited for her because remember, just like Maxine has gotten shit, Nia Jax has gotten shit in the past. After what she did to Becky, you remember how she was getting dragged, bro? Which, listen, led to Becky becoming the man. But she was getting dragged because of that shit. And now
She
for her to
was.
be at here at this opportunity, it's a beautiful thing, especially when you consider who's at the top. You have Bailey, you have Bianca Belair, and you have Jade Cargill being pushed to that position at some point in time. So it's great things, great things. So King of the Ring was successful in the sense of that you put the focus on two future superstars, on two future standard bearers. My question will be when it comes to Gunther, who's he going after? And Nia Jax, who's she going after?
Well, Gunther was out there making a name for himself on Monday Night Raw, making sure that his presence was felt and that Damian Priest knew what's up. But I don't know, man. Like Gunther, his promos, as intense as he is, and I generally like that. I'm not. I don't know if I can ride with Gunther for a long time. Or
For a
with
long
him,
time, really.
yeah.
I mean, wait, you're talking about the man that just had the longest Intercontinental Championship reign?
Yeah, because it fit as an intercontinental part of the card.
Ooh, so you don't feel like it fits in WWE title?
So
I
Mischief,
don't-
you see him as a top mid Carter,
yeah,
in other words.
I see him as
Wow.
a dude that's gonna put on a good match for the world title, but he doesn't have. At least I don't have.
That je ne sais quoi.
Yeah,
Really?
that je ne sais quoi. Like,
Do you feel like
it-
Imperium dismantling adds to that?
no, I don't think that he's just not. I don't. He doesn't strike me as someone that's interesting enough as a singular titular character. So, him being that guy on the show in this current state, like if he can undergo a transformation like Roman Reigns, where he becomes that, um, maybe. But I'm not there with him yet. He was great as an intercontinental champion because he wasn't meant to carry a show on the mic, like without him being in the ring
Okay.
necessarily.
I
You know
see
what I
that.
mean? Like his. I think that a lot of the magic behind Gunther. I mean, obviously in the ring he's an absolute monster, but just like in boxing, just like in MMA and everywhere else, you sell the pay per views on the mic, right? You sell the show not in the ring. The ring is the product, right? Like that shit is at the end. But to get people to watch that product, you've got to be able to sell it. And he is a great addition to a card. I am not at the present state feeling like he is the guy. It's just that's just me. But I like him. I like him a lot. I would just need to see him like, all right, personality wise, it's a lot of Brock Lesnar that I see in him. And Brock Lesnar
Really?
yeah, and Brock Lesnar for a long time had other people speaking for him.
Right.
So I don't know the value of him as that guy. Although I see him in other parts of the card very easily because I think he's fantastic.
Right.
But
Well, I would argue that I think what I foresee for Gunther and the angle that I think they should definitely run with is going more of a JBL type of direction for Gunther, right? Because he's all about excellence, being a cut above everyone else. I think he needs to lean into that a little more. Didn't he recently this week make a comment about Americans and that type of narrative, and him being from Europe and being from this? I think that
Is
will
that
work for him.
is that the card that we're gonna play next with him? The race card?
I think it's one that's there, and one day he can fulfill very well, especially considering if you're gonna put him up against Damian Priest.
I think that in a very
I mean, that's what the Imperium was overall. The Imperium was people, the wrestlers from Europe or overseas, right? Uh, being better than the rest. That's what it was about. That was the idea.
so maybe it's a little of the race stereotype, right? But Dragunov
Okay.
could be that third member of Imperium.
So that name's been thrown around a lot for the third member of Imperium, but honestly, I don't know if Imperium's gonna reload. I
Yeah,
do
me
not
neither.
know. I
I'm
think it's in dismantle. It all depends on what Tiffany Stratton's about to do because she keeping her man busy.
Yo,
But
why
Dragunov,
do you always do that, bro?
brother, I'm gonna live my truth. But Dragunov,
Man, ooh, we're failing as a people.
get Benzino's ass out of here. Shout out to his daughter. Shout out to his
Don't get it
the source.
twisted. We out here.
The source. Yo, can we talk about Dragunov and Ricochet?
We were just talking about Dragunov. I wasn't talking about
Well,
Dragunov.
you mentioned Dragunov, but did you see the bangers that they put on the last couple weeks?
Yeah. Yeah. Killing it, baby.
But I will say this. Upon looking further into Dragunov, and of course Dragunov was just the NXT champion. We saw his phenomenal reign. If you watch NXT UK, you've been able to see Dragunov against Gunther, right? Against Pete Dunne, putting on bangers, putting on bangers. But yo, his overall persona on a Russian level is kind of wild. Have you heard the name of some of those moves?
Yo, but it's part of his persona when you talk about
Oh,
that stereotype angle, and I kind of group them together mentally,
right.
for better or
Right.
for worse. But
I'm
Dragunov
just
is an
saying.
absolute monster in his own right.
I'm just saying. Listen, they bleep out when Biggie talks about the World Trade Center, right? So I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot.
What does that have
Russia,
to do with?
Russia,
All right, so
Russia.
the one thing I do want to talk about the King of the Ring is the only real change that happened, right? Liv Morgan becoming the champion with the help of Dominic, and then smooching it out on Monday Night Raw. You know what I'm saying, my man?
Can we give it up for Dominic?
Yo, my man.
Not only is he wearing that hideous mullet, long hair situation, but the man's living his best life. Yo, how's your dad a Hall of Famer? How have you been on TV since you were like 6? How about you riding the wave of people thinking you're Eddie Guerrero's son, right? Yo, and Dominic. I mean, I feel maybe the heat's kind of is simmered a little bit. He's not getting the heat he was before. Remember, Dominic was at a point where he couldn't even take the mic.
I disagree. I think right now, are you kidding me? You just cheated on mommy, who's like the hottest thing since sliced bread. Woo! It's gonna be a problem. But someone
When she
else,
comes back, when she comes
when she
back,
comes back, someone
that's
else
the
that's
detail.
having themselves a hell of a week. Let me talk to you real quick.
Talk to me.
I'm gonna get to that one real quick. Whoop, I'm gonna get to that one too, because
Did
it
you get?
all has to do with
I
NXT.
thought you were saying. I thought you were saying LA Knight. LA Knight got some love this past weekend at King of the Ring.
Yeah,
But anywho, NXT, sexy red,
let's talk about this real quick.
sexy red.
Sexy, right? Got to put in quotes. Got to.
I'm not a fan of face tattoos. I'm just saying.
It ain't for you, Poppy. But
It ain't. It
one
ain't.
thing I gotta say is this: Sexy Red being on NXT. NXT was the top rated show in the
Right.
demographic. Over
No,
7,000 viewers.
I'm always a fan when you have celebrities that are a fan of the product and they incorporate them. Ava, did you see The Rock's daughter, Ava?
Yeah,
How did you feel she managed that whole situation with
I
Sexy
think
Red?
she did all right, but
She did
because
I,
of everything else, she was overshadowed, which is cool because
which is what's supposed to be.
it's also important to know when to lay out. Um,
100%.
and give everything room to breathe. And Sexy Red coming out was, I think, big. She is the host officially for June 9th's NXT Battleground. Um, so hey, she came out with Trick Williams. She was twerking the whole time, and the biggest winner.
Yeah. Can we get some?
Hold on, the biggest winner of it all, Shawn Michaels. You think he's cute, but you know he's sexy. Sexy Red out here. Big fan of Shawn Michaels. Couple of videos of Shawn Michaels and Sexy Red together. I don't
Bro,
really
bro.
care for her, but you got to realize like the pop culture swing of it, right? I think
100%.
NXT is in a space where it can venture into those um into the demographic that WWE main roster won't go.
That's
Right?
fair.
Like
That's
that
fair.
urban black demographic that they don't lean into, right? Because it's very easy to get like stereotypy. It's very easy to get like racist in a way that's
Right,
detrimental
right,
and crazy. Um, I mean, Gunther is an example, right? How we lean into the race stereotype or the nationality stereotype. Um, but NXT is doing it in a way that's really cool. They lean into the hitman Tony, the Italian mobster, right?
right.
Angelo. They're doing it in ways that are, I think, complementary to the cultures. Um, as I say that Tony is a hitman, but I think Sexy Red is a really cool addition. She's cool. She's hot. Um, you know,
I
people.
mean, remember what's made wrestling what it is. We have the professional wrestling world is where it is right now because the incorporation of celebrities. That's what WrestleMania was all about. So incorporating Sexy Red. I mean, the fact that Sexy Red put herself out there on social media, she's a fan, and you know you're a fan when you watch NXT. You're not a casual fan watching NXT. I'm just saying.
Word, that's true. That's true. You're not out
You're
here
not
like,
a.
oh, I'm just gonna catch NXT real quick. Like
You know what
NXT
I'm
is like,
saying?
oh, I'm watching. I'm trying to. You don't
Right.
like the
You're
casual
invested in the
fan doesn't watch
future.
the NFL draft. The people that watch the NFL draft are
Right.
generally people that are like, I'm
Right.
moderately interested in football or beyond. Same with
If you're
NXT.
watching NXT, you watch Summer League and NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it comes down to. And then maybe NXT is a little bit more than that, obviously, but
Damn, remember when you used to shit on me for saying that NXT was developmental? Now you calling that shit the summer league? I was right.
Yeah,
I just want
yeah. I'm
you to
gonna
know
retract that
that's
statement.
why
I'm gonna retract that
that's why
statement.
I'm the champion. No, no, don't retract.
I'm
Don't
gonna retract
retract.
that
You know
statement
it's
because
true.
that's unfair to NXT. But
It's the truth
by the
though.
way, Ava once again, I think the way she handled that situation, I think she was herself a little excited. Because I think this is the first big celebrity that she's been able to kind of navigate in the ring, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And Sexy Red did dope. Even when she was trying, the belt was trying to be taken away from her, for the new North American champion, women's champion. She did great, She did a good job. She looked like she didn't look out of pocket.
You know who
So,
else didn't look out of pocket? Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace busting
I.
down the door to the Forbidden Door, and appearing at NXT, challenging Roxanne for the NXT Women's Championship. Now, also to be noted that Jordan Grace will be receiving upwards of six figures for appearing at NXT.
Really?
Talk about secure the bag.
Really?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Wow.
sir.
I'm surprised by that.
Shawn Michaels, there was apparently an exchange between Shawn Michaels and Triple H. Shawn Michaels was like, "Damn, you put Jordan Grace on the Royal
Royal
Rumble.
Rumble. Right.
I'm a big fan. You owe me one, Triple H," and this is where he got his back.
Wow.
Jordan Grace gracing NXT Battleground with a fight against Roxanne, which is an incredible opportunity for all the ladies involved. Jordan Grace has
100%.
has an opportunity for a platform. TNA has an opportunity at a platform. NXT is doing something exciting that people are watching, right? And Roxanne really getting an opportunity here to be at the center of it all at her young age, in her development. Really fun time overall. And let me not also undersell, because it is part of the conversation. My boy Ethan Page also making his appearance known at NXT. It's one of these graphics. I don't know which one it is. Nope, that's not the one. That's the one.
That's the one. That's the one.
He said that he's not officially technically signed to anybody. I think
Right.
that's BS. But
Of
the
course.
point is that now we got a lot of exciting ball happening on NXT. Again,
Can,
I don't watch too often, so that's that's not really my jam. But
can, you mentioning these, obviously, the forbidden door being kicked open right now. But can we give some credit to Booker T for the amazing job he's doing as an announcer? Not only did he need heart medication when Sexy Red came out.
Booker T about to be single as hell, yo. His wife gonna hear this and be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
word, you were really excited about that sexy red twerk."
Listen, Queen Charmel. Not only that, but every time Jada Parker come out, and a few other ladies, Lola Vice, when she was twerking this week.
It's a direction you can fuck.
That was his wife. Vete
Listen,
paso,
listen,
papi.
listen. Shout out to IBF couple.
IBS.
IBF. They had the kids by IBF. Um,
Oh.
yeah.
So you said he
Nah,
had
yo,
irritable
Booker
bowel
T's dope,
syndrome.
bro. Yo, when Ethan Page came out, Victor was like, "Isn't he a? Shut your mouth."
That was great.
It
That
was
was
great.
great.
It was great. It was great, bro.
I was
And yo,
happy.
shout out to you. Were
Yeah, I
happy to
was happy
see?
to see Ethan Page, man.
Yeah, I
Uh,
know you've been a fan.
I'm a fan
I
of
know you've
Ethan
always
Page.
been a fan of Ethan
I think
Page.
he's super charismatic. I think that on the right platform with the right opportunity, I think he'll grow. And he's he's not like a small dude, right? He's not
Right,
like the
right, right,
biggest dude, but he's
right.
not built like a short, like small, like skinny
No,
guy.
and
So
let's not forget he's in the best shape of his life right now.
and he's in the best shape of his life. So he's a threat for a championship. He's a threat for like the top mid card. He's a guy that can like slide in and really do some nice things. And on top of all those things, I like that that's not where he's at. I like that he's in NXT doing stuff with Noam Dar and what are they called?
Well,
The metaphor or
meta.
whatever.
Yeah.
So like,
Well, well, remember one thing. One thing that should not be taken lightly is that Ethan Page didn't do too much in AEW, and here he comes to NXT and he attacks the champion. So that tells you what they think of him. That tells you how they want to push him. That tells you what trajectory he has. So it's a wonderful opportunity for Ethan Page. I think the way he went about all of it was great. I mean, once again, NXT this week was sensational. Sensational. And I just want to go piggyback back to Jordan Grace, man. You got to give her credit, bro. Jordan Grace,
TNA wins again.
dude, Jordan Grace, I remember being at MLW shows, bro, at the Hammerstein Ballroom, and Jordan Grace being in the cut. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and her and Gresham, Jonathan Gresham, their couple, their marriage. I love the way he celebrated her after debuting. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a beautiful thing to see, man. And you know the woman puts in the work. I mean, you see the fruit of the labor, right? She's had some baggers at Impact TNA. She's a champion for a reason. So this opportunity is going to be amazing. When it comes to NXT, though, something else I'm looking forward to, bro, is in Battleground, is this Lola Vice and Shayna Baszler match. Being a underground match. What is it called?
I think Battleground. Yo, but like Lola Vice, don't sleep on it. And I know that they're leaning into it right now that she's an MMA fighter and that she knows her shit. So I'm glad, but this will be a match where Shayna could easily carry her. But
100%.
Lola has got to show that she can hang on her own without looking Natalia-ish, without
Right.
like projecting, and this is a great opportunity. So
100%.
I'm really excited to see what happens in that match. But
Especially because we've seen the way Shayna Baszler can work with former MMA fighters.
oh,
She's
this
done
is
wonders for them. So I'm definitely excited to see what that looks like. Lola has had an interesting transition. I think on the mic, I'm not as happy as I could be. She could use some improvement, but it's part of the process. This match right here, when you talk about legitimacy, is one of the matches that could definitely get her on that map. I mean, imagine Lola Vice versus Roxanne Perez. Imagine Lola Vice versus Jordan Grace.
woo. Talk to him.
Imagine Lola Vice versus Jada Parker. Imagine Lola Vice versus Nikita Lyons.
That's the one. That's the one I was waiting for. Although Jada Parker also underrated. Let me stop playing. All right, let's get back to it because as we talk, and we're gonna get back to this NXT Forbidden Door. We'll get back to that in a second. But I do want to talk about some doors closing real quick.
Ooh.
Jack Swagger looks like he will not be in AEW anymore. Also, we heard Mark Henry is not renewing his contract. Sorry, Poppy, we out. Oh, that's not what I was looking for. Let's see where we at. Where we at? Nope, that's not it either. Oh, all right. So Mark Henry's out. Oh, here we go. Old school's boy Arn Anderson is also out. Says he's gonna focus on his son Brock. So we see a lot of people making the exodus from AEW. I think
So
the
so so is this where Mr. Meltzer has his influence? Are we letting these veterans go?
that's an interesting perspective, but where we see Arn Anderson leave where he hasn't been on TV for a minute, or Jack Swagger
Right.
who hasn't been on TV for a minute, we see Jericho getting as much time as he's ever gotten, and Edge on TV all the time, and Christian on TV all the time. And I'm not necessarily complaining. I think that what they are doing is interesting and fun, and relevant. But they're still old. Like when it comes to new talent, right? Quote unquote.
But you don't feel that they're still putting talent over?
Yeah.
Right, and that's what they need. I mean, we're having a conversation where they're not making superstars. They need their veterans to put talent over. But what it seems like to me, if anything, looks desperate.
Why?
That's the piece.
Desperate.
You're oversaturating Chris Jericho.
I
You have
think
a crazy ass roster. Why are you putting Chris Jericho at his worst?
because I think the point is to build other people. And yo, what we need to realize is that in fact, there really, if you're good at this, there is no such thing as go away heat.
Right,
Go away heat is just heat,
right,
unharnessed. And Jericho is doing what he can to harness the heat that he has. He is doing a good job of taking the pulse of what's going on and like redirecting it. He made a comment a couple of weeks ago about like because they were chanting for him to retire. Right?
already.
And he was like, "Yeah, so I can get to the Hall of Fame. I know because you guys love me,
Oh
right?" Like,
yeah,
um,
that was good.
he made the joke about TV time this week, right? Who wants more TV time? I do, right? Like that's leaning into like the whole him taking time away from younger wrestlers
Right,
or more
right,
less experienced wrestlers. But the fact of the matter is that he put big Cass on TV when he wasn't. Right, he got Brian Keefe on TV right now. Hook is in the storyline with Samoa Joe and Jericho. So like in a storyline where Chris Jericho is 100 years old and he's the learning tree, we got a relatively young Cass, big Cass. We got or Big Bill rather. We have a young Brian Keith who's now the bad apple.
yeah, that was kind of weird.
Hook who
Shout
has
out to New Texas Pros cat Brian Keith.
let's
Let's
go
go. New Texas Pro legend.
and shooting the ish alum Brian Keith.
Right,
Don't play, baby. Um, but we've got them on TV. Isn't that the point?
right.
We got
That
them
is
on
the point.
TV in a segment that's getting heavy interaction. Right? The most important thing in wrestling is not having indifference, right? For the fans to
Right,
feel something. And like somebody like Cody Rhodes, I believe fucked up his AEW run because he didn't know how to harness that as a heel, right? When the crowd turned on him, he didn't know how to really harness that, right? Jericho's like, you gonna boo? Then I'm gonna be a heel,
right,
and this is how we're gonna do it, right?
right.
Like he's done a good job of airbending that shit. So
But that's also I would say that's the veteranship of the Hall of Fame of Chris Jericho, that he's able to, his acumen is so vast that he's able to navigate those situations very easily, right? In comparison to any rookie. So
right.
that's what he brings to the table.
But in
I
terms
mean,
of
as long as he doesn't talk about January 6th, I think we're good.
don't ask him where he was, but
I don't think he was there.
what he's doing, well, his wife,
He was in the
what
getaway car.
doing, right, is giving people who don't get TV time the TV time through him, and I think that's what you do.
That's the
That's what
key.
you do with Chris Jericho.
Which is why I don't feel he's getting too much TV time. I don't feel. Ooh, what's going on over here? That smile is creepy. Ooh, what's that mouth do?
I'm just
What?
mentioning, right, as we continue to mention people leaving AEW, it seems like Soraya might be leaving AEW, posting up a cryptic Twitter bio saying, I'm going to head out with this creepy ass picture. But
And if anything, I think that's the problem with AEW is like they're not retaining their talent. They're not retaining their champions. They're not retaining the talent they build up. They're not retaining the veterans that they acquire. That's the problem. And there's a few things that contribute to that.
one is
Money.
injury.
Oh,
Adam
geez.
Copeland has announced that he has fractured his tibia and will require surgery, so he is out. for quite some time, which made the TNT Championship available to a new tournament that Christopher Daniels will be managing, the new acting general manager of AEW, according to Tony Khan, if you will. If you will, there's going to be qualifying matches over the next few weeks for this TNT Championship, and a ladder match at Forbidden Door will decide the new champion.
See, this right here is an excellent opportunity. Christopher Daniels. I mean, talk about an acumen when it comes to professional wrestling. The man's been through it all, right? Especially in everything that's not WWE. So him at the general manager position, I think he could do a better job than Adam Pierce.
Wow.
If you really think about it,
I don't know because I think Adam Pierce has done a tremendous job.
a phenomenal job.
I don't know
But
if I
when you
can
think
concur
about what
with you on
Adam
that.
Pierce produced in the ring compared to what Christopher Daniels has produced in the ring, now I will say Adam Pierce has done an excellent job when it comes to on-screen persona, right? But I think what Christopher Daniels could bring to the production as well as the on-screen persona, I think there's a duality there that can be beautiful, which is what they're missing. But now, once again, the narrative is going to be they're giving screen time to too many of the old people.
Nah, not as an authority figure. I think you need somebody that's older as an authority figure.
100%. You need
that.
somebody that's going to command respect.
And if you know a persona that's gonna need a gift in the very near future, hey, Father's Day is around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get it
Ooh.
twisted. I get that for the man in your life, maybe your pops, maybe that's your brother, maybe it's your boy, maybe it's your man. You got to check out foco.com, FOCO.com, with your promo code HEEL10, HEEL10, for your officially licensed merch. What are we talking about, JP? We're talking about NFL, NBA, MLB, NCAA, WWE, and more. Major League Soccer is out here. You got to check out
Major League Soccer, WNBA, Poppy.
WNBA is out here.
Listen, Dallas Maverick fans, y'all just won. Y'all just won the conference. All right, y'all going to the finals, the NBA finals. Make sure to go to focal.com and get your merchandise. Make sure you're representing. Make sure you're ready for the best experience of your life. Because when was the last time Dallas was in the finals? The whiskey was on the helm. Congratulations to Dallas. Who they going up against?
Well,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because what we're going to talk about now is the Forbidden Door. But we're not going to talk about Becky Lynch's extended leave because she will not appear at AEW. I don't think she's going to go anywhere.
I don't think so. Why? Why at this point?
Yeah.
What I wonder. I mean, there's an extended leave on the table. I wonder what is there some personal life stuff that's about to pop off?
Yeah, she got a little kid she want to raise, man.
She got a little kid she want to raise, or maybe she has another kid she want to have. Right?
That's possible.
We do not know. We don't know. And remember, this is also at a time where Seth Rollins is also recuperating, right? Seth Rollins is taking time off. He's on an extended leave as well, based on the surgeries that he needed, the recuperating that he needs. So I think this is time for some family time. And Mischief, you and I both know when it comes to kids, toddlers, how precious those moments are and how important it is to be there present. And when it comes to professional wrestling, their schedule does not allow for that.
The best ability is availability.
Yes, sir.
You got to be there to win it. You got to be there to be in it. And the fact of the matter is that, sometimes family's more important. Actually, family's always more important.
Always more important. And not for nothing, when it comes to Becky Lynch, what she's done it all. What else does she need right now?
Well,
having some time away is great. Because when she comes back, she gets that pop. Right?
And something that maybe she could have benefited from if she stuck around was this Forbidden Door? We're going to revisit this conversation real quick, JP, because the fact of the matter is this. Jordan Grace crossing the portal into the multiversal universe of WWE also opens the possibility for many other things, right? We got Mustafa Ali talking about taking a shot at Cedric Alexander's cruiserweight title, or rather vice versa. Cedric Alexander taking, this motherfucker blew his nose on air. That's what's up. We're also talking about Cedric Alexander fighting
I
for
thought I muted it.
Ali. No, you sure did it. We're also talking about Moose challenging Drew McIntyre for the non-existent title that he lost at WrestleMania, I guess. But that would be a banger of a match. Let's go. We're talking about Ace Austin and Chris Bay throwing their name out there for one of the best tag teams in the world. Like, if we trying to see it, let's go. We got Joe Hendry listening to the New Day saying, hey, I just want to make a song with Joe Hendry. I'm just saying, this opens a lot of possibilities to what can happen. People are talking about, yo, what if AJ Styles makes his way back to TNA, for a match, maybe his last match in TNA, who knows? I mean, maybe we'll get that ambulance the fuck out of here at some point, but the fact is,
Coming from,
let's get out of here. Let's go.
I'm
Someone
sorry, man.
dying
That's
out
what
here in
happens.
these streets.
What happens
Bro,
when you live in the hood? No,
that's
just
what
kidding.
happens. But what doesn't happen is Becky Lynch leaving AEW, leaving to AEW. But what can happen, JP?
You know what I'm excited though about the fact that this Forbidden Door is being knocked down is that when you think about it, the talents that we're talking about that are calling out some of these NXT or opportunities on NXT, they're veterans, bro. They've been doing it longer than a lot of the talent at NXT has been doing it. So think about Jordan Grace up against Roxanne Perez. Think about what this is going to do for Roxanne's career. Think about how much there's a possibility that this could be Roxanne Perez's best NXT match. It could be Roxanne Perez's best match at WWE. And this is a woman that's already been champion twice. The veteranship, the lineage. I mean, you talk about tag team like Chris Bay and Ace Austin. What haven't they done? They're ready for the main event. They're ready. They were ready as single competitors. So it's an excellent opportunity, man. I think it's a great collaboration. I love the intermingling. Because, I mean, it brings you back to the territories, man. I mean, when you were champion, you traveled. You went places. You went against different promotions. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't just isolated to what your company was. When you were world champion, that meant the world, Craig. Maybe the world within the U.S. Not just the city, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, like, take us back to, like, Ric Flair. You know what I'm saying? Ric Flair was one person that held the NWA title. And the idea of world heavyweight champion, Ric Flair. Yeah. Especially if you're at a restaurant.
Wow.
But that, it gives me a taste of that, and I love that. I love it. Because you have to pay homage, man. And there's something to that science. Something to that science. And not only that, but think about what that does for the locker room, bro. It makes everyone step their game up. Because you know what? Your shot might not be shot if someone else comes in here and shines.
Speaking about shots, guess who gave us a shout out?
I heard that Heels, Pops, and Chair Shots has their 300th episode and they're celebrating. So I decided that I want to be the first one to say, your podcast fucking sucks. Fuck you guys.
Glowing reviews, clearly. Shout out to Selena Nerventa and everything she's doing with Promociones Doradas and MLW.
And also, she's working on a movie, I believe, as well, too, man.
Ooh, baby. It don't matter.
Make sure to catch that shooting this interview, man. This is a superstar. I'm looking forward to what she accomplishes in her career because she's going to add on to it. And thank you for acknowledging us and how much we suck. It was great.
That's not
So,
what I heard. That's not what I heard at all. Yo,
I
heels
mean, I got
pop.
turned on, but
You see, bro, always, bro. Oh,
I
why?
mean, listen, Poppy, what you want, man?
Man, we're failing as a people.
Listen, are we failing as a people? Then Selena.
I don't want to win. Baby, let's talk about heels, pops, chair shots of the week. What you got, JP?
For
I'll give
me,
you one.
I got a pop, bro. And there
What
was
you
a segment this week, and once again, we're talking about NXT, but there was a segment this week that made me cackle, made me giggle, made me come out of my comfort zone,
excuse me?
and made me look at this individual and see, wow, remnants of their father. Ariana Grace, her segment with Lola Vice. Bro, Lola Vice is backstage. Shayna Baszler, they going into their thing, so she's focused. She out here, shadow boxing. Ariana Grace is trying to tell her, oh, this is a mistake, trying to pepper talk or whatever. Lola Vice is like, I'm gonna kick your ass, yo. Yo, as Lola Vice is walking off, Ariana Grace is like, oh shit. And they bleep it. There's like the Batman pow. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was great. The delivery was on point. It reminded me of Santino Marella being eliminated the fastest out of Royal Rumble. Like, I don't fucked up. That was the moment. So shout out to Ariana Grace. As you know, she's wearing the gimmick she's working right now is her as a beauty pageant queen. And it's great. She's still dating the dude from D'Angelo's crew, right? I believe they're a couple.
If you say so.
Tony D'Angelo's main man.
All right.
They're definitely a couple. So, but this is great. It had me once again. I legitimately laughed when that segment happened because I don't even know if it was supposed to happen. I think it was ad-libbed. I was really prepared for that shit. And as I say that, the pow came out. Right?
My pop of the week was a little different than yours, I suppose. Mine came from somebody who makes their presence on our HPC of the week a constant when they're around. And a big
Ooh.
return in a denim and leather jacket will do that to you. A big pop for MJF and cutting a hell of a promo with a cat on his ankle, talking about betting on yourself, re-signing with AEW, and being that guy. Ladies and gentlemen, make no mistake about it. The fact of the matter is this: MJF re-signing with AEW is the right move. That is not up for debate. That's not up for discussion. I don't think you can even really argue the point. AEW MJF allows him the flexibility and the feasibility to be exactly who and what he wants to be at whatever given time that comes. MJF is the kind of person and kind of character that I think needs freedom. And WWE doesn't always allow for that, especially
Right.
when you're younger on the scale and younger on
Right.
the spectrum. So when we talk about MJF being that dude, it's got to be in AEW. If he was to migrate over to WWE, he's not the guy. He's not the guy.
Well, I'll give you this. Kudos to AEW for making sure to secure one of their pillars. Right? That's the one thing I talked about all show that they've done a terrible job at keeping their superstars that they're creating, and locking down MJF is a great one. And you know what? You said MJF would benefit from staying in AEW. One, the freedom, but two, also honestly, his championship reign wasn't great. I would argue his championship reign it was affected because the talent he was going up against.
Oh,
About him coming back now,
what you mean?
imagine MJF and Swerve Strickland.
He wrestled Hangman. He wrestled CM Punk. He wrestled Moxley. Like, what are we talking about?
And what happened?
He was
Where
a
we at?
champion.
He was a champion. And he was a champion, not main eventing pay-per-views.
That was a weird caveat of his experience. I don't understand what that was about, really, because
I don't either. I don't either because MJF was money. But this is what I'm saying. So there's opportunity to build upon what he's already done. I mean, honestly, MJF has that opportunity to be the face of the company if he really puts his mind to it. If he gets the opportunity he deserves. I'm just saying. And even right now, Swerve Strickland. Who he got? Who's taking the title from him? Who are his challengers?
well, I think
MJF. That'd be a legitimate challenger. As far as a feud that you build, right?
Mhm.
Especially if you wear leather jackets. He not vegan.
He's a motherfucker.
He's still with Shorty too, right? He's still going out with another shooting this alum.
I don't know who he goes with.
Huh?
I don't know who he goes with.
Alicia Stout. That's out.
Oh, you're right. A two?
A
Yeah,
two,
nah,
yeah.
you're right. I think he does. Um, my heel of the week goes to Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan, right now, is causing or going to cause one of the greatest divisions in the Judgment Day, right? Far greater than what Priest could do when Rhea Ripley comes back and's got to deal with Liv Morgan taking a title, taking her man, and taking more, right? We've seen in the weeks leading up to this situation, we've seen them together, Liv Morgan and Dominic. We've seen Liv get out of Finn Balor's car. We've seen Liv Morgan plant a kiss on Dominic at the end of Monday Night Raw. So
So wait. Did we see it? Because from the feed was cut. We saw it through social media. We didn't get to see it live.
I'll take it. We saw what we needed to see, JP, and what we needed to see was Liv be trifling.
Elmwood Park's finest.
That's what you said finest a certain kind of way, but I'm gonna keep it moving. That was a big heel of the week for me. You got a chair shot?
Chair shot of the week for me. I feel like, yeah, that's a great one. The indictments with Vince McMahon or what's happening there, that's definitely a chair shot.
Federal investigation into Vince McMahon includes WWE, includes John Laurinaitis. Apparently, the federal government was investigating Vince and all his indiscretions in the lead up to everything that went down with Ms. Grant and her lawsuit. So
when are his 34 indictments coming in? What's up?
I don't know, but homeboys taking L's tonight, baby.
Taking L's. I mean, Tony Schiavone came out recently in a podcast talking about that he doesn't feel Vince McMahon is ever going to re-enter the professional wrestling world again. I think overall, on a federal criminal level, on a stumpies, on a on a society level, man, that's it. It's a wrap. He diddied. You know what I'm saying? Like he done diddy his career. So
Damn, you ever
it's kind of crazy.
diddled your career? Yo,
Yeah, man.
well, on that note, that's all time we got, baby. Tune in next week every Thursday night at about 10 p.m. Eastern. We will be giving it to you live, baby. Huge shout outs to Stumpy's Hatchet House in Fairfield, giving the homeboys love, man. We really appreciate y'all. Huge shout outs to Smack Talk Showdown for holding it down. And another big shout outs to Foco.com, promo code HEEL10, HEEL10. JP, what they got to do?
Well, before we do, I just want to say, man, please, ladies and gents, take advantage of the times. We are in a great time where professional wrestling is at an all-time high. It's been like that for some time now. But the beautiful thing is that there's so many promotions popping up. Make sure the summer's coming. Make sure to take advantage. Look out for your local talent. Look out for your local promotions. Go to IWTV, Wrestling TV. Catch some of the shows. There's a lot of wrestling. There's something for everybody. Enjoy yourself. If wrestling makes you happy, go out and seek it. And you know what you can do. You can follow us, Heels, Pops, Chair Shots, HPC, Bad Guys on IG, Twitter, TikTok, everything. All platforms. We're on IG. We're on Facebook. We're on MySpace, Black Planet. You name it.
Like, yo, you know that guy, right? Billy Gunn. He's like, yeah, I remember Billy Gunn. Subscribe and like, hit that button right now. All right, follow us on Twitch.